A very good morning to one and all present here. I, Ninkal Kansara, President of Ignite 2021-2022, welcome you all. Our Principal Ma'am, Dr. Neelam Arora, our Coordinator, Professor Rajesh Makhani, and all our respected faculty. Now, I would like to introduce Ignite to you. Ignite is an academic endeavor of the Department of Bachelors of Commerce in Financial Management, that is BFMG, of Lala Lajpat Rai College. This event has been designed especially to encourage our students and to provide them with a first-hand opportunity to meet, listen, and interact with successful achievers in various fields who have made an impact and created a different space for themselves in their chosen area and whose words can actually inspire this young mind and thereby ignite the flame of ambition and knowledge in them so that they can draw inspiration from such personalities and emulate their footsteps to create the separate niche for themselves and future. Now, I would like to request our Vice President Rishi Sruti to introduce the committee. Thank you.
Hello. Good morning to all and one present over here. I'm Rishi Surti, Vice President of Ignite 2021 to 2022. Um, the first slide we can see here, our coordinate for this year 2021 to 22 of Ignite, Mr. Professor Rajesh Makhani. The core committee for this year 2021 to 2022, President Wrinkle Kansara, myself Vice President Rishi Surti, and advisory Vritti Rathod. Sorry, there is some technical issue here. Please wait for 5 minutes. Sorry guys for the technical issue. I would like to introduce my committee for 2021 to 2022. Mr. Professor Rajesh Makhani, our coordinator. Next slide, please. Our core committee for the year 2021-2022, Wrinkle Kansara, President, Rishi Surti, Vice President, and Vritti Rathod, Advisory. Next slide. CL Sanmesh Pawar and ACL Dhruv Jain, and HODs of all department: Bhumika Waghela, Public Relations; Gangar Rajput, Digicom, which is IT; Dipali Oza, Creatives Department; Dhruv Nagda, Registration Department; Sachin Chaubisa, Finance Department; Vidhi Mondal, Legals Department; and Neil Parekh from Logistics Department. These are the assistant HODs for the year: Raj Jain, Logistics; Sahil Pawar, Finance; Creative, Karan Patil. Thank you. I would like to hand over this meeting to Professor Rajesh Makhani, sir.
Okay, thank you, Rishi, and welcome everybody to Ignite 21-22. We are having this fest from last 4 years, but in between, due to the pandemic, we could not have it for the last one to 1.5 years. But I'm happy to see that this year's FY students have taken the initiative and rekindled Ignite, and it's their first attempt. So I'm sure there are some technical problems and issues, but this is the learning experience for them, and this is what the whole idea is all about: to learn from experiences and grow forward and go forward. So it's a wonderful effort. I appreciate the efforts put in by the committee, and I'm definitely, behind all of this is our principal ma'am, who's always there, who's supporting us and encouraging us to go forward, irrespective of whatever conditions. And we owe a big thank you to her support as always. And I'm also delighted to have our faculties who are there present with us right now. And thank you for joining us and encouraging these students. So we're looking forward to have these 2 days of activities, online activities, which because of the COVID restrictions, we are not going to have a physical, in the physical domain. But online is as good because it's all about participation and competing, healthy competition. We're looking forward to these 2 days of activities for making Ignite successful. Also, our BFM department has always been socially cause oriented, and we are going to conduct a couple of socially social oriented activities also. They are planned to conduct activities for feeding the stray animals and something on something like that. So students are taking a good initiative, and I'm happy to see them put in this effort, and it's a learning ground for them. And I'm sure next year and year onwards, they will take off and they will put up a very good show. And I'm sure this year also, Ignite will be highly successful. So thank you very much, all of you, for participating, and we look forward to having a good 2 days of Ignite and a successful Ignite 21-22. And kudos to the organizing committee for putting up this show. Thank you very much, and back to you, Wrinkle.
Thank you, sir. I would like our principal ma'am, Dr. Neelam Arora, to say a few words.
Wrinkle Neelam ma'am had dropped out. She's just
I'm here. I got logged out, but I've rejoined.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, the students would like you to address the
Sorry?
ma'am, the students would like you to address
We would like to hear a few words from you.
And you can declare the fest open, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. And it is a bright morning this. And today, when I saw 800 students who are here appearing for their 12th standard. So today the college is really bustling with the real people to whom the college belongs to. So it is good to have the students back in the class, even though it is a day of tension for them to appear for these exams and write down the papers. They have lost the habit of practicing writing. So I hope they all do best. And it was nice to have them back. So, and I'm now looking forward to having you all back on the premises and having all these programs back in the classroom where I can see them dancing or singing or performing or decorating and sometimes spoiling my walls, sometimes coming up with innovative ideas and with such lovely programs. Yesterday, when the students came to give me the card, I was telling them that I really miss the noise and the movement of students on the floors. But nonetheless, I like that it has and Ignite is here on online. Say that this program is declared open. So go ahead, students, ignite the fire in you and let the class be there in virtual form with all your talent coming forth. All the best. Rajesh, congratulations to you and to your team of the BFMG department students for their very wonderful presentation. Which I'm sure they're going to have so much.
Thank you, ma'am. I think we lost you or the connection is not very clear. But anyway, thank you, Neelam, ma'am. Thank you so much for your encouragement as usual. And we always
Yeah, all
happy
right.
to
Was
have
I
your
audible?
backing. Now you're audible, ma'am. In between, we lost you. Okay.
Hello, was I audible?
No, ma'am. Now you're audible. Earlier, we lost you actually.
Sorry, were you
Earlier,
was I not audible?
No, in the last part you were not audible, ma'am. Now you are audible. Earlier in the last part you were not audible.
Because I'm on the phone, sometimes these sounds are not clear. Now, am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Give
Yes,
me a
ma'am. Now
second.
you're audible.
I'll log out and relog in. I'll log out and
Okay.
relog.
Okay. Okay. So, ma'am is logging back in. Just a minute. So, guys, remember our Ignite slogan: flame of knowledge burning bright, ignite, ignite. Let ma'am just log in back.
Okay. Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You're audible. Yes.
So I just want to say all the best to the Ignite team. Congratulations to Rajesh Mankani and his team of all BFMG students, not to dampen their spirit and ignite the fire in you. Continue your activities. Maybe next year we'll be on a physical level and see all the performances live, but let's make do with virtual performances. Like I was telling today, the college is full of students, 850 of them here appearing for 12th standard. Some tension, some noise makes the college alive again. So I hope from June, I see all of you all in the classes. And till then, all the best. Let's have the virtual platform, nevertheless, because talent can be shown anywhere and the spirit is alive. Wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for the encouragement, as always. And I'm sure students are going to take this forward and make it a successful event. And with your support, we'll always grow forward, always. Okay, guys. So thank you. Ma'am has declared the fest open, and we can now proceed with the fest. And remember, flame of knowledge burning bright, ignite, ignite. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. So you can go ahead and start. Thank you.
Lastly, I would like to thank our principal, Madam Dr. Neelam Arora, to join, and our coordinator, Professor Rajesh Makhani. So, and all the respected faculty, thank you so much for joining. Thank you. Lastly, I would like to say Lastly, I would like to say flame of knowledge burning bright. Ignite, ignite.
Okay, Wrinkle, are you going to continue the same meeting or you're going to end here and then
So
restart
we are
again? What are you going
ending this meeting here, and for the webinar, we are starting another link.
to? Okay, fine. So
Thank
we
you.
log off, right? Thank you.
Yeah, sure, sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
मैं अभी ओसी नहीं रही, मेरे को सुना मत फालतू में। यार रे तू मेरा ही इवेंट है, समझा ना? मेरा ही इवेंट है, समझा ना? मैं भी आऊंगी उधर।
को चालू रहा।
Guys, I would request you all to log in with your CLCC code. That is a contingent name, please. Sukanya. Okay. Yeah. The format is first write down your contingent name and then your name. Please rename yourself, guys.
ये क्या शॉट है? मिर्जापुर।
A very good morning. We are audible to you.
Hello, yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Sir, we are just waiting for students to join. We'll start at 11:15 sharp.
No problem, ma'am. No problem.
Thank you so much, sir. Please note you have to rename yourself, and your contingent code should be mentioned first, and then your name has to be mentioned.
A very good morning to one and all present here. Our speaker of the day, Mr. Jaishank Gupta. Firstly, I would like to introduce our press Ignite. Myself, Rinkal Jana Kansara, President of Ignite 2021-2022. So, the Ignite is an academic endeavor of a Department of Bachelors of Commerce in Financial Management, that is BFMG, of Lala Lajpat Rai College. This event has been designed especially to encourage our students and to provide them with a first-hand opportunity to meet, listen, and interact with the successful achievers in various fields who have made an impact and created a different space for themselves in their chosen area and whose words can actually inspire this young mind and thereby ignite the flame of ambition and knowledge in them so that they can draw inspiration from such personalities and emulate their footsteps to create a separate niche for themselves in future. Now, one of our member, that is the PR HOD, would I would like my PR HOD to say something about our speaker of the day.
Hello everyone, myself Bhumika Vagela, the PR HOD. So Mr. Jaishan Gupta is a certified financial planner and a chartered financial analyst from the USA with a decade plus experience. He has also completed his post-graduation from SP Jain Institute of Management Studies. He started his financial career early with the PricewaterhouseCoopers, currently managing 300 branches, sub-brokers, handling 75,000 clients across India. Now I would like to hand over this to Mr. Jaishan Gupta, sir.
Good morning. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir, you're clear.
Am I? I've just shared my screen. I hope I'm my voice is clear and everybody can see my screen.
Yes,
I'm
sir,
sharing
it's loud
the
and
presentation.
clear. It's loud and clear.
Great. So firstly, I would like to thank Lala College for starting this, for having this festival. I remember in my college days, I passed out in 2006, and when we were, I think I passed from Jain College, but I remember participating in a similar fest in Lala College, and these festivals truly, this is one occasion where we get to interact with other college people on one single platform. And I'm also happy to know that we have kept, apart from just cultural festivals, you have also kept a session on enhancing your knowledge. And in today's world, right, I think for everybody is looking for how they can achieve financial freedom as soon as possible, so that they can live the life they want to. Because it's been the way expenses have been increasing, the way we want, the kind of lifestyle we want to live, right? Financial planning, I believe, is going to be a crucial point for everybody's lives, so that we can all have a peaceful, happy, and a successful financial free life. So I would like to, what I will do is in this talk, there will be some questions which I will be posing to the audience, right? So you all please feel free to answer them. I will look at the chat box. So I think there's a chat box here, so some people can answer all the questions there, right? So before I begin, what I would like to ask to the audience here is, friends, when we say financial freedom, right, what is it that what does financial freedom mean to you, right? And please feel free to put in whatever answers you feel. Everybody has their own opinion for what is freedom for them, right? And I would like to know, what does the audience think of what is financial freedom for them? So participants, please put in your answers on the chat box. So let me see what I would like to get an idea as to what people are, what is their opinion on financial freedom. I don't see any answers. I think we can put in the answers here. What is financial freedom? Come on, guys, let's make this little interactive. So I want to understand, do you all, what is the concept of freedom for for you all. Fair enough. I have an answer to become financially independent. Absolutely. Not being dependent on our parents or on somebody else for our financial needs. I think that's a great answer. Anybody else? Thank you, Prasham, for answering. Having the ability to earn for yourself as much as you like to spend. All right. So you having enough money so that you don't have to work anymore, but kind of have enough money to kind of take care of all the needs. All right. Have enough income to cover expenses. Great. Okay. So how I have defined financial freedom. All right, friends. For me, and if we can kind of understand this concept, right, it will help us towards our own personal financial freedom. Right. I have financial freedom. This is my definition, right? Is when we in the phase of a life where we move from a phase of active income to a phase of passive income. All right. Now, what do we mean by active income? Active income, I mean, today, say I'm working with Sykes and Equities and with SRE Group, right? So I get a salary and probably I get some incentives. Tomorrow, I mean, there are people who are working, your parents are working, either they have their own business or they're working as a professional somewhere, or they're working as a salaried employee with some company. So what is happening is you are giving your time, you're putting your efforts, and in return, you receive income. Versus passive income is where you don't have to work for money. You have accumulated enough of money, enough of wealth, where just purely on the interest and the other returns, you are receiving enough income to satisfy all your needs, right? So a simple definition is when somebody who's entered who's financially free is a person who doesn't have to work for money because he has enough money and the money is working for him or her, right? So having said this context, okay, I'm sure that now you're in college and you all will want to know that once you all get into your careers, once you all start working, how soon can one achieve financial freedom? Some people have a target that they want to become financially independent by the age of 40. Some people want to become financially free by 35, some by 50. Is that really possible? Okay, so let's get on to the next steps towards financial planning. All right. Before we enter the idea of financial planning, we need to identify there are two very important obstacles, or I call them the enemies of income. Right? Friends, understand this, that in towards your financial journey, right, there will be two big obstacles which you'll have to be mindful of before you all can actually achieve financial freedom. And unfortunately, 90% of population globally, they underestimate these obstacles. If you are mindful of this and if you can overcome the obstacles, financial freedom is just a step away for you. So what are the enemies of income which I'm talking about, right? First one, inflation, and the second is tax. Okay, now let me discuss a little more in detail about these two. Friends, just give me 1 second. My system seems to have hung up. 1 minute. Hello. Yes, I think I'm functional now. Right. Okay. So friends, I was talking about enemies of income, right? Let's look at inflation. This is a very critical aspect of our financial planning careers, or I would say each of us is affected by inflation. What is inflation, my friends? Inflation simply is what we call in Hindi mehungai. All right. Like, for example, my grandmother used to say that 25, 30 years back, the entire house could be managed with like 3,000, 4,000 rupees, right? Every month. I mean, to maintain a lifestyle. Today, even 30, 40,000 rupees, friends, falls short. Let's look at simple basic needs, our food grains, petrol, day-to-day activity, day-to-day things that we need that we use, right? All of that every year, the prices keep increasing. So effectively, what is happening is the value of your currency. And this is the example, right? If 2,000 rupees, if it is not invested, right? If you take this 2,000 rupees and you just leave it in a cupboard, okay, the effective value of 2,000 rupees today will be only around 1,460 rupees in 5 years. This is the rate at which the value of a currency keeps depreciating. In 10 years, it will be almost half. And in 30 years, it will be probably 15%. So by 85%, your currency is depreciated. So you have to be mindful that whatever monies are being earned, they are being invested properly so that we can beat inflation. Otherwise, people think that, okay, today, and I know this for, with our clients, we have so many clients, 20 years back, they had invested, they thought that when they retire at the age of 60, they planned for retirement with a 50 lakh. They said that with 50 lakhs of rupees, they will be able to retire comfortably while staying in Bombay. But friends, today the lifestyle in Bombay has become so expensive that even 50 lakhs is less. So now they have to work for many more years till they can achieve financial freedom, right? So let's be mindful of inflation. So this is our enemy number one. Okay. Let's look at, inflation, friends, what we were talking of previously, that was our economic inflation, right? This is how the government measures inflation every year. But there is a bigger inflation, which we all today are affected by, and that is lifestyle inflation. All right. And I'm talking something like this, which has been affected, which I have seen personally myself, right? When I was in college, I have gone for a movie for 50 rupees, right? Of course, sometimes bunk college too. But friends, today, the same movie, to experience a movie today, you have to spend not less than 200 rupees to go for a show, right? Today, we want the latest mobile, the latest iPhone, or the latest OnePlus, which is out. We want to travel the world, right? We want to experience the things that we see on social media. We want to buy the latest brands. We want the latest shoes, or whatever activity, whatever item that we want. Now, these wants are, like they say, they're unlimited. How do we plan for our money, our investments, our finances in such a manner so that we can achieve all these things that we want, right? And let's look at enemy number 2, taxation. All right, friends, they say 2 things in life are certain. One is death, and second is taxation. Today, nobody can escape from being taxed, right? So how can we efficiently manage our investments, which are also not only tax efficient, but in some cases tax free? Just to give you a perspective, right? Currently, today you're not earning, but if you ask your parents or you ask your teachers or somebody who's doing a job, what is the effective money that you'll ultimately end up having after earning so much, right? So here there is an example. Say somebody has an income of 150 rupees. I've just kept the number small to give you all to quantify and make the calculation easy. Somebody earning 150 rupees today, and if he's in the highest tax slab, is charged 50 rupees as tax, right? Straight that goes to the government. If you're a salaried employed, it's deducted by the employer and then passed on to you. All right. So what is left in your hand is 100 rupees. 1/3 is out. Now, friends, with GST, today when you go to buy any product or service, right, ultimately what you get to spend is out of the 100 rupees is only 82 rupees, because today everything is charged the 18%, or in some cases lesser, but you're charged a goods and services tax. So effectively, out of your 150 rupee income, what you end up actually spending for yourself is only 82 rupees, friends, right? So if you can see, you'll effectively 55% of your money is left for yourself. Out of 12 months, right? 5 months you're working for the government and 7 months you're working for yourself. How, and it pinches, right? I mean, it's hard on money. So how can we plan our investments in such a manner that we are also tax efficient? Okay. So now that we've understood the two enemies or the two villains of our story, and like they say, कि अगर picture में villain है, so there also has to be a hero. And friends, the hero in our today's talk of financial planning, way to financial freedom, is a concept called power of compounding, right? So in the next half an hour or so, friends, I will show you all different ways how power of compounding can be used for creating money for yourself, creating good amount of wealth for yourself, which not only beats inflation, but it also takes care of your tax, right? And ultimately, after accounting for inflation, after paying taxes, still you will have plenty of surplus funds to live the life that you want to live, right? To give you a glimpse of how power of compounding works, right? I have one more question which to the audience, which I would like to ask, right? Here, basically, there's a puzzle, or I would say we have two options. Okay, so friends, option number one. Okay, I'm throwing this question out to the audience. Option number one. Say I give you 1 crore. I give you 1 crore every day for the next 1 month. All right. So option number one is you get 1 crore every day for 1 month for the next 30 days. So totally, you see, you have received around 30 crores. All right. Totally, you receive 30 crores. Option two, I give you 1 rupee on day one, 2 rupees on day two, 4 rupees on day three, and we keep doubling that, right? 8, 16, 32, 64 rupees. This is rupees, right? 1 rupee, 2 rupees, 4 rupees, 8 rupees. And we continue this for again 1 month. So I repeat, option number one, 1 crore every day for 1 month, totally 30 crores, 1 into 30. Option number two, 1 rupee, 2 rupees, 4 rupees, 8, 16, 32, 64, right? And we keep doubling that. again for 1 month. So how many of you will choose, say, go for option 1, right? I mean, you can raise your hands, or you all can put in your answer in the chat box. How many will go for option 1, friends, where you get 1 crore every day? So I have somebody, I have Sachin Chobisa who's mentioned option 2. All right, I've seen your answer. Anybody else, friends? So mentally, friends, if you all have opted for option 2, right, you'll be surprised to know that a person who has chosen option 2, where they take 1 rupee, 2 rupees, 4 rupees, and just we keep doubling it. We keep doubling it for the next 30 days. The total amount, my friends, is 107 crores. And you all can see the compounding. You can see the way the money is multiplying yourself, right? Your 1 rupee doubling every day for 30 days, friends, becomes 107 crores. So 30 crores on one side, 107 crores on the other side, right? It is, I mean, you can't even imagine how the money can grow. And this is the principle of power of compounding. And we'll see how we can use this power of compounding to ourselves. Everybody knows this person, right? He's Albert Einstein. So Albert Einstein said that compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world, right? People who understand it will earn it. People who don't understand it will end up paying for it, right? Say today somebody who has a credit card bill and they're paying the credit card, they're not paying the credit card dues, they're just paying the minimum amount, right? That is, or taking a loan, like a personal loan probably. If you're paying interest on credit card bills, if you're paying interest on home loan, home loan is fine, but say your personal loans, those are where power compounding is working against you, right? And the banks are the ones who are making the money. So why not we get the knowledge, and why don't we kind of use that for our interest to pass it on to the to use it for our own benefit, right? So now let's see. Now that we understand, okay, we know what is who have been the enemies of income. That is your inflation and tax. We know what is how we can overcome that with power of compounding. Now let us understand the entire landscape where people can invest their money, right? So 90, I would say majority, right? 99% of money is either invested in savings and bank deposits, with lying in your respective banks. I'm sure everybody today, every family, everybody has a bank account here, right? People put their money in insurance policies, right? LIC. By the way, LIC is coming with the IPO. So I think, you all should, I don't know if you'll apply for the IPO of LIC. Talking of gold, right? A lot of Indians, apparently, Indians happen to be one of the highest investors and savers by using gold. Of course, we all also invest in real estate, and we invest in equity. Equity being your stock market, your mutual funds, your stocks, all of that. So majorly, this is the entire landscape where people park the money. Now let us understand individually whether how effective and how much interest, how much returns do each of these avenues give, and can they really move you? Can they really take you towards financial freedom, right? So let's understand that. So let's look at the first one, where we're talking of fixed deposits. All right. So here we have an example. Okay, and we as individuals, we think that the fixed deposit is very safe. Bank ko de diya, the bank pays us interest, right? And we're secure. But let us understand, is it really safe? All right. So now say 1,000 rupees is invested in a fixed deposit. Okay. So that's and say the FD today, FDs are giving you on 6%, but say I've taken an interest rate of 7.5%. So this 1,000 rupees at the end of 1 year becomes 7.5%. Now what happens is on your interest income, you are again taxed, right? Like I said, tax you can avoid. So assuming an average tax rate of 20%, so you end up paying on this 1,075. One second. Yeah. On this 1,075, you end up paying rupees 15 as tax, right? 20% of the 75 rupees which you earn. Effectively, what you end up having is just 60 rupees. So effectively, friends, after tax, what you've earned on a fixed deposit is just a 6%. All right. Now, 6%, I mean, I don't know how many people find is it good or bad, but you have to understand, that there is the first enemy of income is always at the background, it is running, right? Friends, the average inflation today is around 7%. Okay. So 1,000 rupees would have become 1,060 after 1 year. But if the price of those commodities and goods have increased by 7%, so technically, friends, you have made a negative 1% loss, because you have to calculate returns not as a normal interest rate return, but as the real return. This is a very important concept. Please, like note this down or remember this. Always calculate your returns on real return format, not nominal return. And real return is simply whatever interest rate, whatever equity return you're getting minus inflation. So in this case, friends, your 1,000 rupees, the value has effectively lost value and it's become 990 rupees. So is it safe? I don't know, because you have not made money. You've not created real wealth, right? So very important point. Note this down, save this screenshot, whatever, but real rate is equal to your interest rate minus inflation, right? So keep this important point. I mean, keep this one target very, very kind of wire it into your brain, right? Otherwise, what will happen is you will end up saving money. You think you have made enough, you've saved enough, but when you actually come to after 10 years, you realize that expenses have shot up so much that you don't have enough savings. Okay, so that's to do with fixed deposits and our bank FDs. Now let's look at option number 2, which I mean the second place where people invest, right? Gold. So here I have some data. This is up to 2017 though. Say suppose somebody had invested 1 lakh. If you had invested 1 lakh rupees in 1979, and if you had bought gold worth 1 lakh, all right, your 1 lakh would have grown to around 30 odd lakhs, 30.26 lakhs. But the same money of 1 lakh, if you had put into equity markets, would have become 2.25 crores, right? That's almost 7 times more. So of course we'll come to equity market, but if you look at gold, so gold as an asset class, gold as an investment avenue is good, provided you don't put everything into gold, right? Because over time, gold appreciates as much as the inflation rate. The average return gold gives, and I'm talking of return over the last 30, 40 years, because we have to look at anything in a long-term horizon. Of course, in the short term, gold, sometimes it goes down, the prices then suddenly 1 year gold went up by 15-20%. But if you look at the average return of gold, it's around 7.5%, which is close to the inflation rate of India. So gold is a great tool if you want to just match inflation. But if you want to really create wealth, we'll look at something else, right? And I will come to equity markets very soon. So here is the comparison, friends, of all your instruments of how money, if it was invested for 30 years in insurance, fixed deposit, we saw gold, right? How they still don't end up beating inflation, right? And this is a very important slide, friends. So tomorrow, imagine, right? Say there was a gentleman on, say, I can tell you, I have one client, Mr. Desai, right? He started saving for his retirement around at the age of 35. 35 is when he started. So I'm talking about almost, 30 years back. Today he's 65. And unfortunately, that time he did not know about equity. He did not know about mutual funds. Okay. So he ended up just parking his money in a bank fixed deposit. Of course, in 30 years back, the return on the FD also was very high, 11-12%. But friends, over the years, what has happened is he was saving 1 lakh rupees a year. He was saving, around 8,300 is what he was saving every year, which he thought that when he retires at 65, he will kind of retire. I mean, he will stop working. That 1 lakh rupees every year in FD today, the value, if you see, friends, is around 98 lakhs. Okay, it is high, no doubt. 1 lakh every year for 30 years is today become close to 1 crore. But look at inflation, guys. The average inflation for India last 30 years has been around 8%. So effectively, his real wealth is negative. All right. So how do we, and here's a comparison. Suppose he had just parked that money in equity. Look at the money. Look, today he would be having almost 9.33 crores. Okay. So because the equity market has given 18%, so now this is where I will be focusing the next part of the presentation, how equity, equity stock market, mutual funds, right? How they are a very important and a crucial tool towards financial freedom. Because world over, equity is the only asset class which beats inflation. Right? Friends, just give me a minute, 1 second after this call. Sorry, friends, I was just okay. So let's focus on equity, right? And this is where the next part of the presentation we're going to talk about equity. I was saying, people are scared. Today market is down. Russia is attacking Ukraine. The latest news which I just got, they're saying that now America is putting pressure on India to kind of retaliate and not support Russia. So stock market, yes, it is fluctuating, it is risky, But now we will see how the stock market, how investments in equity done properly, done smartly, and with a disciplined approach, we can create enormous wealth, right? And we can see the difference ourselves. I mean, I feel sorry for Mr. Desai. We are still helping him out how he can, kind of still get some more returns on his investments. But Mr. Desai, if he had just, instead of putting the money in a fixed deposit, if he had put it in a mutual fund, today he would be a happy man, right? I mean, imagine retiring with 1 crore was 9 crores. So that's a big difference. So let's just move on. Okay. So again, I would like to throw this question out to the audience, right? Friends, when I say equity, what is it what do you understand by equity? What is equity? What is equity investments? What are equity markets according to you? Right? And I'll be happy to look at some answers here. Let me understand, guys, what do you understand by equity? What is it? Is it equity का मतलब क्या है? If you can ask. Come on, guys, I think you are from the financial management BFM, right? Financial markets. You would have definitely covered equity in your syllabus. What is equity? So I have an answer here. Equity is a place where bonds and so I would not say bonds, but yes. So equity is a form of shares. Okay, the stocks. Okay, thank you, Sachin, for your answer. Rishabh has answered ownership of shares. Correct. Ownership of any shares. Correct. Absolutely. Value of shares issued by a company. Correct. All right. So now, let me kind of give you all a different perspective towards equity, and then we will come to shares and stock market. All right. So do you see this picture here? Okay. Everybody look at this picture. This is the picture of an average household today, right? Mother, father, 2 children. Okay. From the time your day starts in the morning, and friends, relate this to your own lives till the time you go back to sleep. All right. Whatever you're using in terms of products, whatever services, right from the start of the day till the end of the day, whether we're going to college, we're going to work, we're going shopping, we're seeing some activities, we're using a mobile, right? Behind each and every product, this laptop which behind each and every product and service we use, friends, there is a company which is manufacturing the product or which is providing that service. All right. So ensure. So now that you know that, I mean, just of course we know that somebody's making it, but imagine if today, like say today I'm using Airtel. All right. Today I know that Airtel, Jio. If Airtel and Jio, and say I don't know about Vodafone, but if Airtel and Jio, the way our Indian population is increasing and the penetration of say mobile is seeping into the interiors of India, I know that if I would today, so who's the one who started Airtel, right? We know Sunil Mittal, and Jio is Mr. Mukesh Ambani. So today I can actually buy shares of Airtel, I can buy shares of Reliance, and become a owner, a partner of the service which I'm using. It's as simple as that, right? Today, let's take another example. Okay, so okay, now you all see this. I'm wearing, okay, if you see, I'm wearing a vest inside. Okay, and you all would have seen the ads on TV of every celebrity today, whether it is your Akshay Kumar, whether it is Salman Khan. They all are advertising for different vest, something as simple as a banyan, right? They, the Lux vest, or there are these different ads. If you see this, there's a company called Page Industries. You see this? Okay, well, one second, let me highlight it for you all here. Page Industries, you see this? Page Industries is the largest manufacturer for innerwear in India. And looking at our consumption, our demand, I mean, who would not want to want to invest? I mean, we know that the supply, the demand for an innerwear is going to constantly be on the rise. So I might as well, if I know it's going to be a good stock, I might as well buy the shares from the market. I can literally today, on a click of a button, buy the shares and become an equity partner in that company. Okay. Last example, we all love Maggi. Okay. Maggi today is owned by a company called Nestle. Nestle is a listed company on the Indian exchange. If you all remember, I think 6 years back, 5 years back, Nestle, the government had banned Maggi in India. There was some confusion, there was some issue, I don't know what. Because of banning Maggi in India, friends, the price of Nestle fell by almost 40 to 50% in 2 days. That is the impact. But after it was clarified, after it was clear, Maggi, everybody is now today having, and the consumption is increasing day by day. So I will hold that. So you have two choices. Either you become an industrialist on your own and start manufacturing that, or friends, simply become a partner with one of these people, right? You can today become a partner of Mukesh Ambani by buying Reliance shares. Today, as India, you can become a partner with Jeff Bezos by buying Amazon shares. Today, as Indians, we can invest in international equity. You can buy shares of Amazon. You can buy shares of Google. You can buy shares of Netflix, Facebook, which is Meta now, right? So, friends, all these people today, who are the billionaires of the world, they have made their money in the stock market, right? And if we call them the smart ones, we know that they have the best of the best talent. We just have to simply, we don't have to do anything, just simply buy their short stock, buy their shares, and enjoy the wealth creation in the next 5, 10, 15 years. That's it. Okay. If I don't know how many of you know Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, they call him the Warren Buffett of India, right? He says you should be greedy, but be long-term greedy. And what I mean by this is, friends, not getting into speculation of stock market, right? There's a big difference between speculation, gambling, thinking ki aaj maine stock kharida, and tomorrow I make 10% and I'm out. That is like going to a casino and putting a money. We are talking of long-term wealth creation. You buy fundamentally good stocks, you make a good portfolio, and just stay steady. Of course, the nature of the market is to see up, down, and this is what we'll see, that there can be any news which can create a problem, which can cause the markets to crash. But if your horizon is long-term, the kind of monies you can make is really great. And here is an example. I mean, we don't, India, the Indian stock market is not, is like only 35, 40 years, but the American stock markets, friends, is more than 150 years old, right? I would say, yeah, almost 120 years old. America as an economy has probably seen the most amount of bad news, bad, crashes. In fact, American economy had crashed by almost 90%, which was called the Great Depression in the early 1920s, right? So from this crash, to seeing the wars of, the world wars, to seeing the financial crisis of 2008, our COVID crash of 2020, after seeing all of that, still, if you just look at the most famous index is called the Dow Jones, right? The Dow Jones over the last 120 years has risen, friends, from 66, right? Look at this. Let me highlight it for you all. Where is that gone? Yeah. From 66, it has become almost 11,500. This was the Dow Jones. Okay, and if you want to relate it to Indian markets, similar story. 40 years, friends. And look at how our market has grown. Again, you see the fluctuation, but if you're invested 1 lakh rupees, 1 lakh rupees in 1980, friends, today, I mean, 2019, it would have been 3.9 crores. And this, if you look at 2020, as of 2022, would be close to around 4.5 crores, right? So 18, so what is happening? While the market may be fluctuating, some years 10%, it gives a 10% growth, some years 20%, 50%. Last 2 years, market has given more than 80, 90% returns, right? Sometimes it'll give negative, but average over the long term, average, friends, you are getting 18% CAGR, and no other investment, no other asset class has this kind of returns. And to give you the icing on the cake, this is taxed the least. There is only a 10% tax on your long-term capital gains. And mind you, friends, up to 3 years back, all your income from the stock market was tax-free. Over 1 year, long-term capital gains was tax-free. It is just recently that the government has made it 10%, but still it is very, very tax efficient. This beats inflation, this is tax effective. So this is the real hero of a story, which helps with the power of compounding. Okay. Now let's look at, so whatever today, friends, our goals can be, say today you want, I mean, if you're a student, you may want to go abroad for studies, right? You may want to buy a bike or a car. You'll want to probably very soon, you may want to get, I don't know, get married, or you want to help your family buy a house. And of course, everybody today wants to retire early, and nobody wants to work for the rest of their lives. So whatever your life's goal is, we can achieve that through proper investments in equity mutual funds. Okay. Now, how do you invest? So a lot of people ask me that which stock to buy, or which is a good company to invest in. So I always say that don't put all your eggs in one basket, right? For that, government, there are tools available. You would have heard of mutual funds, right? And these ad campaigns you would have seen with Dhoni and everybody. Mutual fund sahi hai. So what is a mutual fund, friends? Mutual fund effectively helps, say, a mutual fund company. So today, let's talk about, say Kotak Mutual Fund, right? They have someone. So Kotak Mutual Fund, what they do is they have experienced and expert fund managers who talk to the companies, who read balance sheets, who understand, okay, what are some of the good companies to invest in, right? And there is investors today. If I want to buy 30-40 stocks independently, I'll have to spend probably, I'll need at least 2 to 3 lakhs to make a good portfolio of 30-40 stocks. But if you want to invest 1,000 rupees and still get the same return of investing in 30 stocks, the way to do that is through a mutual fund. And there's something called as a systematic investment plan, right? You invest, which is a every month or every week, you can invest one amount into the mutual fund. So whatever happens, the market goes up, down, right? You are constantly averaging out the market, and you get the power of compounding on your favor, right? On your side. And this is a simple example. Today, friends, I don't know how much pocket money say you're getting or you're earning. Let's take a simple example of 2,000 rupees of SIP, of investments every month. Okay, let's look at how they perform. If today I'm talking about the average age, right? If you're what, we are at 20 years, at 50. Okay, so let's look at the last column. Since we're focusing on equity, let's look at the last column where equity has been giving around 18% returns. Okay, we are talking of investing 2,000 rupees every month. All right, 2,000 rupees every month for the next 30 years, right? So if you're age 20, when you retire at 50 and say 55, okay, let's go one step below. Let's talk 25 years. Say today you're 20 and you want to retire at the age of 45. So your 2,000 rupees is invested for the next 25 years. So totally you have invested, friends, 6 lakh rupees. That's 2,000 rupees into 25 years is around 6 lakhs. Your 6 lakhs in an equity mutual fund has grown to 1.14 crores, friends. And this is a calculation, and you all can see it. Just 2,000 rupees. For 2,000 rupees, kind of we don't realize, but we spend it like this. If you can, in the start of the month, make it a point. I just put this 2,000 rupees. Let me just save it. You'll be surprised. And if you are long, if like Rakesh Nuwala said, be long-term greedy. If you can hold that investment for just 5 more years, right? Just 5 years, friends. Instead of 25 years, if you can invest for another 5 more years, that's 30 years. Your money in 5 years becomes more than double. That's almost 2.82 crores. 2.82 crores is a good amount of money to kind of, in today's terms, it's great to, I would say, you can have a comfortable retirement in a metro city like Mumbai, right? So this is again the power of compounding, which I'm reiterating, right? Don't underestimate, and you'll have, most of the people here have time on their side, guys. You're young people. You all should start whenever you all start earning. Like they say, there's a scheme called first salary, first SIP, right? You all get your first salary after when you get a job. Okay, definitely start your savings in a mutual fund, right? You will achieve whatever goals you have in life, friends. You will be able to achieve that, right? So I'm coming now to the last part of the presentation, right? These are some basic self financial planning tools which you all can do it for yourself, right? Of course, if you all want separately, I'm happy. I will be giving my contact details. You all can separately connect if you want to do financial planning for yourself, for your family later on. But how to do financial planning for yourself? These are some very basic financial planning tools, right? So I will share with you all 4-5 tools which you can implement for yourself, and this is something which you can keep it in mind for the rest of your lives, right? So tool number 1, right? What we end up doing today is whatever income we get, right? What we do is, people actually what they do is they follow whatever income they have. They end up for spending, they pay the electricity bills, they pay the mobile bills, or they end up spending on whatever expenses their monthly. It could be rent, it could be, and then whatever is left is what they end up saving. But what I say is reverse the equation. First save, and then whatever is left you should spend. This is a very important tool, right? So let's kind of focus on how we can use this tool, how we can first save, and then whatever is left, then we should spend. Okay, this will go a very long way. Okay, this was something which we really helped our clients with, right? So all our clients who have invested with us, everybody has got a 6-month, we have something called as an emergency fund. And in March 2020, right, when the lockdown was announced, a lot of our clients had to, they either they lost their job, or they were asked to, work without pay. The salaries were reduced, and in case of businessmen, the business was affected significantly. What helped people during the emergency period was this 6-month of emergency fund, right? So suppose if your monthly expenses are, say, you can ask your family, you can, say your family expenses, monthly expenses are 30,000 a month, right? So around 1.8 lakhs to 2 lakhs should be kept either and you don't have to create, this is not money for wealth creation. This is an emergency fund which you want immediately. So this can be kept either in a bank fixed deposit or a savings account. It should be easily accessible to you when you need it. And this is a most important tool. Otherwise, what happens is people end up eating into their other savings, which can affect your goals. So have an emergency fund. And the rule for that is 6 into your monthly expenses. So technically you are having an emergency fund to take care of 6 months of your lifestyle expenses. Okay, very important question. People ask me, how much of my money should be parked in equity, right? So there is one thumb rule, and the thumb rule is 100 minus your age should be the money which of your total savings should be put in equity. So if your age is today 20, so 80%, 100 minus 20, 80% of your savings should be parked in equity. I am 35, so 100 minus 35. So I have ensured that around 65%, close to 65% of my entire portfolio is in equity investments. Because what happens is the older you get, the more you start shifting to debt, gold, and other savings. But since time is on our side, we can afford to take the risk temporarily. Tool number 4, how much should be the total retirement corpus, or what should be the size of a retirement fund when I retire? So there is again one thumb rule. Whatever is the person's annual income, 30 times the annual income should be enough for the person to retire comfortably, right? So here's an example. If suppose somebody's annual income is 12 lakhs, so a retirement corpus of 3.6 crores should be sufficient to take care of the person, individual and his spouse for the rest of their lives post-retirement. So again, this is one more tool, right? We saw emergency expense of 6 times of monthly expenses. Retirement should be 30 times the annual income. So these are the 4 tools which I can use. Like I said, if you all, so you can always approach any financial advisor to help you. They can. So what we've done is a very simple concept of financial planning, but the actual process of financial planning is much more detailed. And today I was fortunate enough to kind of do the financial planning course. So, friends, either you all can be dependent on some expert to help you guide your financial, or you all can yourself become financial advisors. As an organization, we also teach the financial planning course. We have this course called the CFP program, the Certified Financial Planner program, and you all can, which will enable you to not only do financial planning for yourself, but also you can make a career out of financial planning and doing it for others. So this is where I end. If there are any questions, I'm happy to answer them, friends. And any question with respect to investments, financial planning, careers, I'm happy to answer them. We have around 10 minutes on our side, so please let me know what we like. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Do we have any questions, guys? Are we good? Are there any questions on the chat box? Okay, so there's a question. Okay, basically, where can the common man invest for good returns? So, like I said, Sachin, I think the best, or I think the best place right now is mutual funds. I mean, definitely you all can consider mutual funds to look at. You can visit. For some good mutual funds, you all can visit some good websites and putting it on in the chat box. You could go to Money Control. Go to moneycontrol.com. There they have ranked mutual funds as per the performance. There's one more website called Value Research Online, right? Where they rank, they give 5-star mutual fund or 4-star mutual fund. And today everything is online, right? So on a Value Research Online, right? So you all can just go check out those mutual funds, click on the button and start investments. Automatically the investments money starts getting deducted from account. Your views on FRM. There's a question regarding, I think, the FRM course. So yeah, so FRM is basically, it's more on the risk management side. So if you're wanting to get on, most of these investment banking companies, stockbroking companies, right? There's a risk management department. So if you want to kind of get into the risk management space, FRM is a good course to consider. There's a question, some countries like UAE, Bahamas, etc. don't have an income tax policy. What if a country won't charge income tax? That'll be the day when, I think Indians will be most happy. But I doubt if the government will remove tax. On the other hand, On the other hand, what I understand is that there is something, a policy which is coming out called the global minimum tax. So all the countries where there is no tax, right, they are going to start levying a minimum tax for some of the investors there. Because what happens is a lot of people, and I know some of our clients and we help them, where some of the money they park it in Dubai, in UAE, where it's tax free. But as you know, that from next year onwards, Dubai also going to start taxing at 9%. So I think tax, like I said, tax is something which you can't avoid. And if they will not tax you directly, then they tax you indirectly as a service tax or as a GST or as a value or as VAT. So you have to just pay tax. I think that is unavoidable. So there's a question, it's a technical question, Sachin. I think you asked, how can a company show positive net worth, but they go bankrupt? Yeah, I think that has happened of late. We've seen, especially in the startup space, that while they've shown positive net worth, still they end up going bankrupt. And that is because these people cannot, while they're positive net worth, but they can't service their debt, because the income what they're forecasted or the money that they're expecting to receive, they don't receive their money. And because they don't receive the money, they can't service their books, they can't service all the debt, and then they kind of go bankrupt. I think any more questions? FRM has a great future. I think, look, what I would say is any knowledge, right? Whether it's FRM, whether you do a CFP, whether you do a ACC, I mean, there are so many programs now, right? Any education which you do, right? I think it will not, basically there is no negative, or there is no risk in pursuing education. It will definitely have tremendous amount. It will add a lot of knowledge to you. And I assure you that in your career, any additional programs which you do, it will add tremendous value and help you with the career growth. So you should definitely consider extra courses, because understand this, my friends, after you graduate from college, right, there are, like you, there are lakhs of students who are graduating every year. So how do you differentiate yourself from the others when you apply for jobs, right? So these extracurricular courses like FRM, CFP, CFA, they add a lot of value. So I think definitely you all must consider that, right? I think I hope I could convey and talk, put some ideas into you all about financial freedom. This is what I've been following. This is what I help my clients to follow. And we've seen some good success in the last 10-15 years. And I hope you all can take some points today, apply to your lives, apply to your careers, because finance is something which everybody is going to have sooner or later in their lives. And let's wish everybody a great journey to financial freedom. Thank you. I would again like to thank Lala College, the coordinators, to organize this for the students. These are very important points, very important things which are required to, where people can use it for their lives. And if please feel happy to, if anybody has any more questions, I'm putting my email in the chat box. Please feel free to put in any questions to me. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving your precious time. And I would like to request all the participants here to fill the feedback form. The link has been sent on the chat box. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, each and every participant, and special thank you again to our speaker of the day, Jaishank Gupta, sir. Thank you so much. Again, a reminder to each and every participant, please fill the feedback form. And once you fill the feedback form, please leave the meeting. Thank you. And make sure that each and everyone fill the feedback form, as only that registration will be counted. So thank you.